After using the Skitch PP1 every single day for a month in our handmade business, here is our honest thought. It's fantastic for beginners and hobby creators, but a little frustrating and risky for production work. Let us explain exactly why. Hello, we are Waikun and Nachan, a creator couple living in Kyoto, making embroidery patches for over 10 years. A month ago, our old embroidery machine almost died on us, right in the middle of a busy production week. We needed a replacement fast, and the Skitch PP1 looked affordable, modern, smart, and honestly, maybe a little too good to be true. So we bought it and we put it straight into real daily work. Right after unboxing and a short test run, we immediately noticed 3 things that we love about the PP1. Let's get into the details.
Yippee!
From the front, this machine looks nothing like a typical sewing machine. It's modern, polished, compact looking, but don't be fooled. Once you look at it from the side, it's basically the size of a normal sewing machine, just rotated 90 degrees. Still, we actually like this vertical form factor a lot. Not only does it fit better in our limited workspace, but the specially shaped base lets you stitch on a wide variety of items with zero stress. For example, small bags that never fit properly in our old solio can now be embroidered without any trouble. This really opens up new possibilities for our creative work. We didn't expect this feature to matter so much, but it saves a lot of time. Our old machine left long, messy thread jumps everywhere. We had to manually cut these threads between color changes. But even then, loose thread would sometimes get caught in the embroidery and ruin the whole piece. Removing those threads required serious patience. Turn this feature on, and the Skitch PP1 automatically does it for you, preventing the problem from happening in the first place. Click, done. Using the magnetic frame that comes with the Skitch PP1 is such a satisfying experience. If you've used traditional frames before, losing the screw, pushing the fabric in, tightening the screw, accidentally popping the inner frame out, and doing it all over again, then this feels like magic. It saves time, effort, and a lot of frustration. But there's always a but. There are some major caveats, and we'll explain them in the cons section coming up right after. Now, let's talk about things we don't like. To use this machine, you're forced to use Brother's Artspira App. The app itself is fine. You can combine built-in patterns and letters, draw simple designs, and use AR to line up your embroidery. But not having a screen or meaningful physical controls on the machine is a big downside. Anytime we want to change a setting, we have to find our phone, open the app, wait for it to connect, and then adjust the settings. On the Solio, the same thing takes just 3 quick taps on the control panel. There are also no USB input. You can send PES files from your PC to your phone and then import them into the Artspira app. But that adds extra steps. It's fine for casual stitching, but when you have to do it 10 times a day, it really interrupts the workflow, and honestly, adds a lot of stress. Like here, the app refused to connect again right while we were shooting the video, so we had to restart the machine all over again. We have to talk about this notorious subscription situation. Some important features that in our opinion should be basic are locked behind a paywall. For example, in the free plan you can only draw simple lines, no color fills. And converting your own image to embroidery data, that's also behind the paywall. You'd have to pay an extra $13 per month just in order to use this basic function. During batch production, our designs started slipping out of alignment. It's not a definitive conclusion yet, but we think it's because the magnet just isn't strong enough for long sessions with multiple color changes and thread swaps. The fabric slowly shifts and the alignment slips with it. And because the frame is magnetic, it attracts every tiny piece of metal on your desk. One time, a needle got sucked in without us noticing, and it caused so many alignment issues that we almost lost our minds trying to figure it out. It's also worth mentioning that the magnetic frame on the Skitch PP1, although doesn't look that small, the actual working space is much smaller than the Solio. On the Solio, we can fit 6 patches in a single frame, but on the PP1, we can only fit 4. That's a big difference in efficiency when you're batch producing. Is there a difference in results between this new Skitch PP1 and our old-fashioned home sewing machine? I'll let you decide. From our experience, the machine itself isn't the main factor. The thread tension is. The unit we received was perfectly calibrated out of the box, so as long as we use official Brother thread, the results are great. But when we switched to third-party thread, the tension went off immediately. Luckily, you can fix it by adjusting the tension dial manually, but compared to the old Solio, the adjustment range is very limited. So for beginners, we definitely recommend sticking with the official thread. It's more expensive, but it saves a lot of hassle. Our feelings are mixed, but after a month of daily use, we had our answer. Here's who we think should buy the Skitch PP1. You're new to embroidery, you want to have fun, not run a full business, you only need one design at a time, you want to embroider on the small items like tote bags and hats, you want an affordable backup machine. In these cases, the Skitch PP1 is honestly great. But if you are experienced, we recommend something more pro, or at least a multi-purpose sewing plus embroidery machine like the Brother Solio series. Just remember, even the cheapest multi-purpose machine costs twice as much as the PP1. We're definitely keeping the PP1 in our home factory as our second machine. But if we only could buy one, we'd pick a Solio. If you love handcraft and creative studio life, we'd love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in the next video.